Pixel 4a will actually have the camera of a flagship. Yes, with all the features that make Google phones exciting. Okay, so we're talking about 3-4 cameras, right? Hi guys, Alina here. Welcome back to Need to Know. If you're new to the channel, Need to Know is just one part of TechTheLead, where we focus not just on specs, the marketing side of it, but what makes tech matter at the end of the day. Like Pixel 4a, you know it's coming this month. Everyone's talking about Google's reply to iPhone SE 2020. But is it really just an Android iPhone? Or will it give it a bit more than apps and badass software? Like iPhone SE, Pixel 4a hopes to keep the things that make the flagship line shine and compromise on the smaller things. With a Pixel 5 that's ready to break all the flagship rules, it's not that hard to do it, really. Both Pixel phones are running away from the $1,000 mark as all of us start thinking about how to spend our bucks a lot better. Okay, we're not going to invest $1,000 in a vacation too soon, but why not spend it on new furniture, right? Or better gaming console? You know, the things that really make a difference when you have to stay home. Suddenly, a $400 phone seems like a sensible choice. And if you're not a sensible type, you can still opt for a mid-ranger like Pixel 4a because guess what? You won't feel ashamed to show it off. 2020 is bridging the gap between flagships and mid-rangers with a new wave of $200 phones sweeping in and us off our feet. If you want to know more, I'll drop a link. Coming back to Pixel 4, this baby will actually have the camera of a flagship. Yes, with all the features that make Google phones exciting. Okay, so we're talking about 3-4 cameras, right? No. Actually, we're still looking at one camera in a square module. Makes no sense? Good. We didn't get it either. Maybe they're trying to set the trend for future Pixels. But Pixel 5 will host cameras in a U-shape. No idea, guys. If you can solve this mystery, please tell us in the comments. What matters though is that Pixel 4a will have the same sensor as Pixel 4. Yes! A 12.2 megapixel Sony lens with 1.4 micrometers pixels, optical and electronic image stabilization, and autofocus. Kind of like iPhone SE camera, by the way. And yes, it shoots 4K. But what about tele? It's not on the table, although Google is set to bring super res zoom. This means, guys, we'll get 8x zoom without a second camera. Software magic? You better believe it. And Google's magic spreads into the night, too. In a $400 device, you'll get to capture low-light shots with Night Sight, one of the best software camera solutions for night photography on the market. I mean, this mode made Pixel phones famous in the industry. And it gets better. Astrophotography mode that was introduced on Pixel 4, it's making a comeback on 4a. In a mid-range phone, you'll get to shoot the starry sky thanks to its 4-minute-long exposure shots. TechTheLead Plus shocked us with a Redmi Note 7 comparison, followed by samples upon samples of photos. Low-light images were outstanding as expected, as well as the portraits. I found samples like this can help a lot. Even more if you've already experienced the disappointment of getting a great camera phone on paper, only to discover that it's rubbish in your hands. So yeah, Apple let their best chip, the A13, slip under iPhone SE's hood, but Google is letting their best camera features slip in the 4a. This shows Google hasn't lost its way at all. In fact, Sunfish, which is Google's name for Pixel 4a, is gonna bask in the attention of all Android users this spring. I mean, with the Android 10, Google's apps, and web services ready to launch, Google Assistant, and the camera goodness we've come to appreciate, hard to imagine it's gonna flop. Plus, rumored specs show it's gonna be an example of balance. There will be one version launching, no Excel in sight. This one will have a Snapdragon 733 processor, so no 5G, folks. But do we really need 5G after all? Hasn't this whole 5G race led to super high phone prices in the first place? Anyway, expect a plastic unibody with a 5.8-inch display, a lot bigger than the 4.7-inch iPhone SE, with more screen real estate thanks to a punch hole camera in the left corner. This selfie cam will be an 8-megapixel lens with EIS and fixed focus. Do you know the selfie camera on Pixel 3 or 3a? That's the one. You'll get 6 GB of RAM, 64 GB of storage, maybe more if you're lucky. A 3080 mAh cell is gonna fuel your phone. That's a big bummer, true. So let's hope the Pixel 5 will raise up the stakes. Okay, and the fingerprint sensor will return, as ever, on the back of the phone. That's just really a rear fingerprint sensor in 2020? Guys, come on! We're all day talking in display cameras on TechTheLead, making payments with our face. Okay. Deep breath. If you're okay with all that, you'll be able to get a Pixel 4a in black, white, and pale blue. We have a new color on our hands. Most generous of you, Google. Will you guys be generous with them too? Skip the drawbacks and get yourself a Pixel 4a at the end of the month? Or wait for a Pixel 5? Tell us in the comments. You too, Zin and Lin. And by the way, thanks for the lovely words. I really hope I got your name right. Oh, and don't forget, subscribe and hit the bell button if you want to see more videos like this. Stay safe, guys!